Welcome Cancer to your monthly horoscope for April for the Sun or the Ascendant. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, I'd be honoured if you did so now. Please like and comment on my videos. I do interact with anyone who does. This month is going to be very much about relationships. Now you may feel, well, hasn't that been the theme for some while, Patrick? Well, it is true because, of course, Saturn and Pluto were in your sector of relating all of last year, but now Saturn has moved forwards on the 22nd of March into the sign of Aquarius. But Jupiter has become much more of a player in your 7th house of relating this year, and its conjunction with Pluto all this month does give you some opportunities. But Saturn has moved forwards and linked at the end of March with Mars. Now Mars is to do with desire, and in the 8th house it doesn't get much more of a passionate desire than here. Saturn, of course, can be a more limiting influence, but it can provide some structure. So if you are wanting to improve your financial lot, it wouldn't be a surprise if you were thinking about some kind of business partnership or at least an alliance. And it could actually work out really well for you. But in a more personal context, this month is going to be dominated not just by that duo of conjunctions, but also the role of Venus. But before I just get into Venus, as the month begins, so the Sun is right at the top of your horoscope, and that's giving you a lot of desire to improve your standing in life. You're going to be goal orientated, and your ambitions can come to the fore. But once Venus moves on the 4th, she takes up station in a very tender and sheltered part of your situation where she's going to be for the following 4 months. Now this is going to be a very poignant transit, I feel. It could be that if you're in an existing relationship which is faltering, that you may think very carefully about whether you want to continue in it. And the key moment for you this month can come on the back of the full moon in Libra, which occurs on the 8th. Now Libra energy, of course, is about balance and it's about fairness. But for you, Libra is very much about your emotional situation. So on the other side of the heavens is the Sun pushing you forwards, asking you to seek acclaim and to raise your profile. But on the other side, that Libran full moon is actually angling up in a right angle to that combination between Jupiter and Pluto. So it's possible that if you want to make that bid for greater success, you need to factor in the emotional desire around that, and also how you're going to make it happen, how it's going to feel, which is what the moon's about. The Sun is about what you desire and want. The Sun is about how you're going to make it work emotionally. And because Jupiter and Pluto are squaring up to that full moon position, I think you have to be aware that in a relationship context, if you and a partner you're already involved with want different things in life, I think the following 2 weeks can really see you thinking very carefully about whether you are truly aligned. And with Venus moving into this very, very tender area for 4 months, which is an extraordinarily long transit, she normally moves through each sign every 28 days. She's going to go into a retrograde on the 13th of May and be going backwards until the 24th of June. Now that can be a particularly sensitive time for you. So I feel that Venus's journey through the back end of your scope, the psychological zone, could see you thinking very, very carefully about what you want from your relationships. And if you feel at an emotional level, coming from that full moon in Libra, you're not getting the balance, you're not getting the sustenance, the warmth, the encouragement, the nurture that anyone who wants a really close relationship expects, then this is what I feel can make you think carefully. But then again, the square also affects the Sun in Aries. So it's possible your relationships could be in a professional situation where you're going to go through a change. But if a relationship has run its course personally, professionally, friendship-wise, or in a group situation, It may not be very quick to finish, and it may not be very obvious. Things are going to take time. But I think the conjunction between Saturn and Mars in the first 5 days of this month will certainly really make you think very seriously about just how committed and invested you want to be in any joint arrangement. Now on the 11th, Mercury is going to be moving into the sign of Aries. It's also going to be combining with the comet Chiron, which is very much to do with healing. If you do feel a kind of sense that you don't get the recognition that you deserve, and people don't respect you as they should do, or acknowledge how hard you work, or how supportive you are, or how you provide shelter to those you care for, I think that's something you're going to want to evolve and manifest in the latter parts of this month. But from the 20th, the Sun moves into a really brilliant part of your situation, your 11th house. It's also going to join up with Uranus in a powerful way in the latter part of this month. We have a new moon on the 23rd, which does combine with Uranus. And Uranus has been saying to you since May 2018 that you need more stimulation around your group environment and also the individuals you do spend time with. You're wanting perhaps to spend time with people who might challenge you a little bit more, ironically, but that actually can be very, very good for you. Being a Cancer, there can be a tendency to withdraw and shelter when you're not sure of your ground. But what Jupiter and Pluto are asking you to do in a positive way this month, and previous to this, Mars, when it went through its transit up until the 30th of March in Capricorn, was to get on the front foot, to be more engaged by connecting with others, even if it does involve some challenges. And I do think that as the Sun combines with the Moon on the 23rd, it can give you a real sense of excitement. And that excitement could see you being much more assertive with the people that aren't getting you. And that therefore means that you can be more open to new possibilities. So some kind of new energy is going to flood into your situation towards the end of this month. This is going to be augmented by Mercury arriving in Taurus on the 28th and also getting that electrifying energy of Uranus. So new beginnings, new excitement, sudden changes of plan, your longer term future not seeming quite as set. You need that much greater amount of stimulation, spontaneity, people who aren't just head nodders around you. Now that means with Venus in that sheltered area that some relationships you're not sure of could come under a degree of introspection, reflection, or even an end. But ironically, Cancer, it can also mean that someone from your past can come back into your life. If it doesn't happen this month, it can certainly happen by the 7th of August. But just who this is could prove to be a huge surprise. But Mercury is also going to be forging a brilliant link to Mars from the 20th. Mercury in that very worldly situation, the 10th house, and it's linked to Mars, suggests that if you do have a business meeting, it could prove to be extremely productive. You can have some great ideas, be ambitious, articulate yourself with passion and assertiveness, and people can be really impressed by you. But I think this month is about relationships. It just depends on what type of relationships. But I feel that there is the potential for some change, and obviously any kind of change is something that we don't always just relish, because we know that if we've invested in any kind of relationship, be it a personal one, business alliance, a love affair, a friendship of any kind, then we've put a lot of ourselves in it, and we have hopefully respect for the other person too. So even if we don't necessarily feel that we are aligned with that person, we don't always want to have conflict if there is going to be a change. But I think if you have been avoiding some kind of conflict or some kind of reality because you've been protecting yourself so much, I think Uranus is really going to shake you up and challenge you as this month comes to an end, but in a really exciting way. And if you are single and you would like to meet someone new and someone from your past isn't figuring in your thinking, do be very watchful about who might start to creep on your radar, because it could be someone who's very shy or a little bit nervous about making a move. So watch out for someone's body language. Thank you so much for joining me for your monthly horoscope forecast. I'd love it if you would subscribe to my monthly magazine and my regular mail-outs, which are high quality astro journalism. You can also get your free daily horoscope within this emailed to you each day. Then again, if you'd like to have a one-to-one with me or order your personal 12-month forecast and character analysis and get 30% off them, please see the links beneath this video. But for now, good luck and goodbye.